Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be revealing my top 3 favorite fights of the BattleBots World Championship 7 season. And my goodness, it was hard to make this list. This season, in my opinion, was the best season as far as fights are concerned for any season that I've seen of BattleBots. There were so many fantastic fights, so it was really difficult to make this list. But let's go ahead and get into it. Well, actually, before I get into it, please let me know your favorite fights in the comments below. And I know we still have one episode left. I know that. So if I do end up having a favorite fight from that episode that tops any of these fights I'm going to talk about, I'll have to make a revised version of this video. And also, if you want to wait until after the last episode to comment below your favorite fights, you can, of course, do that. That's perfectly fine, guys. Anyway, I do want to know your favorite fights, though, because I understand, like, my criteria on what makes a good fight for me, but I really am curious to know what dictates a good fight for you guys, and yeah, what your favorite fights for the season were. I get just as much enjoyment watching the show as I do talking about it afterwards. That's just me. But anyway, let's go ahead, dive into the list. Number 3 for me is Black Dragon versus Ripperoni. I loved this fight. Ripperoni, for me, was the most entertaining bot of the season, and I honestly think that this was their best fight. Now, they didn't win, but as far as fighting is concerned, like, I think that they did the best in this fight. And Black Dragon, somebody posted it in the comments, or in the Facebook group, they posted that why does it seem like Black Dragon gets 10 times stronger when they catch on fire? And I laughed, but then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, they kind of tend to win a lot when they catch on fire. I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, I thought that was funny. But no, this fight was fantastic. I've probably watched it 6 or 7 times now. I absolutely love it. It was a great back and forth, and it ended dramatically, and the teams were just, going crazy. Yeah, it was great. So moving on to my second favorite fight of the season, Fusion versus Emulsifier. Now, what's interesting about this being on the list is because neither Fusion or Emulsifier are like any bots that I typically cheer for. So I'm kind of indifferent about them. It's not that I don't like Fusion and Emulsifier, but I don't typically cheer for these teams. It's the second best fight of the season, in my opinion, even though I don't have a favorite in the fight. And I do think that's kind of interesting. But the fight was so awesome. I couldn't, I can't just stop watching it. Like, I've probably watched it, maybe 10 times by now. Honestly, I love that fight. It had everything that dictates a good fight for me. It had bots flying across the box. It had bots getting torn up but still surviving, still moving around. It had smoke and fire at the end. Even the drivers were like, count him out. No, count him out, which added to the drama. It was just so good. I loved it. Definitely second favorite fight of the entire season. So what tops these two? For me, my favorite fight of the season was Minotaur and Cobalt. And Chris said something during the fight. He said, these drivers are driving with championship intensity. And I was like, that is a perfect title for this fight, championship intensity, because that's what it felt like. It really did feel like a championship fight. Both drivers were being so intense and going so hard at each other. And it was good back and forth. I do feel like Cobalt was winning the majority of the fight. But then at the end, Minotaur came back and then got that knockout win. And then, just watching him kind of like sitting in front of Cobalt, kind of swaying back and forth in front of Cobalt, like daring him to come back to life. It reminded me of like watching like a cartoon bull who's like breathing smoke out of his nostrils, that's really what it was like. It was absolutely fantastic. That fight to me really was my favorite fight of the season. I had to have at least watched it 10 times by now. I loved it. But let me know your favorite fights in the comments below, or you can wait, of course, until the last episode is posted. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do want to know your favorite fights, though, so please come back and comment those. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.